DETV News is powered by DART, Delaware's transit service. Moving forward.
Tonight, Delaware lawmakers move to protect in vitro fertilization. Plus, the Appoquinimink School District goes back out for referendum. And businesses down in Milford are feeling impacts of construction. Those stories and much more coming up tonight on DETV News. Good evening and welcome to this DETV News Brief. I'm Matt Ford. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. Here's what's making headlines today across the first state. With at least one state threatening to outlaw a medical procedure that helps families to have children, some Delaware lawmakers want to ensure that could never happen here in Delaware. A new measure introduced in the Delaware General Assembly aims to secure access to in vitro fertilization treatments without fear of prosecution. House Bill number 374 prohibits insurers from penalizing providers offering legal fertility services. Representative Kendra Johnson emphasized the personal importance of IVF, highlighting its role in her own family.
Doctors and families require peace of mind and hope and protections. And this is what the bill will do.
Senator Nicole Poore stressed the importance of respecting diverse family-building choices. HB 374 builds on previous legislation safeguarding reproductive rights, extending protections to fertility treatments. Key provisions of the bill include safeguarding medical privacy, enabling legal recourse for out-of-state legal challenges, and shielding medical professionals from external regulations. In addition, the bill prohibits insurers from penalizing providers or organizations offering fertility services. If passed, HB 374 could ensure Delawareans have unhindered access to vital fertility treatments. And upset by what he called insensitive remarks about statutory rape, a state representative from Milford is asking the Democratic caucus to consider action against a fellow representative. In a Facebook post, Republican Brian Shoup wrote that Democrat Eric Morrison suggested statutory rape should not be classified as a violent crime when the sex was consensual. The discussion arose during talks about a bill proposing taxpayer-funded scholarships for crime offenders. Shoup wrote that he stood and asked whether people in Legislative Hall had, quote, lost their minds trying to gloss over violent crimes as if the victims of rape of any level of definition are not victims, end quote. Shoup said two possible actions that could be taken would be sending the matter to the Ethics Committee or censuring Morrison. Representative Morrison was not immediately available for comment. And staying down in Dover, the House Economic Development, Banking, Insurance, and Commerce Committee advanced a bill this week aiming to broaden treatment accessibility for a specific form of cancer. Sponsored by Representative Cindy Romer of Newark, House Bill 364 mandates individual blanket and group health insurance providers to cover drug treatments for associated conditions of metastatic cancer on par with treatments for the cancer itself. The committee approved the bill unanimously. Metastatic cancer, which spreads from its original site to other parts of the body, affects over 623,000 Americans, as reported by the National Cancer Institute. The bill defines associated conditions as symptoms or side effects of metastatic cancer or its treatment, posing additional health risks if left unaddressed. House Bill number 364 also tackles step therapy, preventing insurers from enforcing patients to fail on alternative medications before accessing the recommended treatment. Notably, the bill's scope is confirmed to cancer-related conditions, with no anticipated financial impact to the state. If passed, the bill would come into effect on December 1st of 2025. HB 364 now proceeds to the House floor for further deliberation. And in an effort to combat plastic pollution, the Delaware General Assembly will consider Senate Bill 263. Introduced by Senator Trey Parody, the bill targets plastic rings and connectors used in beverage storage. Introduced on April 11th, the bill would prohibit the sale of beverages with plastic connectors, citing concerns over microplastics' health impacts. Parody emphasized the urgency, stating, quote, "We simply cannot afford to keep doing things this way and hope the problem solves itself," end quote. The proposed ban, slated to commence on July 1st, 2025, mirrors similar legislation in New York, Rhode Island, and Maine. The bill advocates for recycling aluminum and glass containers, aligning with Delaware's sustainability objectives. This initiative coincides with major beverage companies transitioning away from plastic rings, signaling a collective effort to safeguard the environment. And military families here in the First State may soon benefit from a scholastic advantage in school choice, thanks to a unanimously approved bill by the House Education Committee. Sponsored by Representative Nnamdi Chikwocha, a Wilmington Democrat, House Bill 354 prioritizes dependent children of active military members, full-time Delaware National Guard members, and active duty members of a reserve component of the U.S. military choice and charter enrollment. Under the bill, military-connected students would rank 4th in priority for schools accepting choice students. Concerns were raised by Committee Chair Representative Kim Williams of Marshallton regarding traditional schools' mandate to adopt the priority, while charter schools are exempt. Chikwocha expressed willingness to work on an amendment to ensure equal application. First State Educate applauded the recognition of military sacrifices, seeing the effort as promoting equity and expanding options. Support for the bill came from Scott Kinder of First State Military Academy and Kendall Massett of the Delaware Charter Schools Network. HB 354 now advances for discussion in the full House. And the Appoquinimink School District will go back to its community on April 23rd for a second attempt at passing a tax increase to run the schools in the state's fastest growing school district. After failing by 245 votes in December, the district held several town hall meetings to learn why the measure was rejected. With feedback in hand, the district streamlined its proposal, removing 4.1 cents per $100 assessed value from the previous plan. This reduction entails scaling back on various initiatives such as visual and performing arts equipment replacement, technology device distributions, and plans for an upgraded bus lot at AG Waters. The district shaved off more than $1 million from the operational side, but left intact $11.7 million to increase salaries for Appoquinimink teachers, the lowest paid in Newcastle County. Failure to pass the capital referendum could jeopardize the district's ability to secure promised state funding for critical school construction projects. The plan calls for 3 new schools in the state's fastest growing school district. Superintendent Dr. Matt Burrows said the district is at a crossroads and would have to make $5 million in cuts should the vote go against the district a second time. With the history of successful referendum, the last one to fail was more than a decade ago. Superintendent Burrows said that he was confident that engaged parents and community members would come to the polls.
That we've been very successful with previous referendums. We're growing 300 to 400 students a year, and we continue to have that growth. We have the lowest operating tax in Newcastle County by a significant amount, and that we're at crossroads at this point. We're trying to compete in a national teacher shortage, and you paying the least in the counties doesn't help that.
And turning to weather now, speaking of April, it's hard to believe that it's more than halfway over. Now here with a look at the weekend forecast is Shakara Denise. Hey, Shakara.
Thanks, Matt. Time is definitely flying by because I'm getting a bunch of prom send-off invites and graduation notices. So, you know, May and June are just right around the corner. Good evening, DETV fam. I hope your week is going well. Let's see what the weather has in store for us. Starting off your weekend, we'll experience cooler temperatures and a chance of some showers. On Friday, expect a high of 63 degrees. If you're heading out, make sure to grab your umbrella and a jacket as temperatures will drop to a chilly 48 degrees. Now on Saturday and Sunday, anticipate partly cloudy skies with highs in the 60s. Although we won't have any showers at night, you will still need that jacket as temperatures dip to about 39 degrees. It seems like these frigid evening temperatures will soon be behind us as warmer weather approaches. Now, let's take a look at what's happening in our city. Meals on Wheels Delaware is hosting their Celebrity Chefs Brunch at the DuPont Country Club on Saturday, April 20th. Guests can enjoy exquisite tastings prepared by world-renowned chefs, brunch cocktails, live entertainment, and a silent auction. For tickets, prices, and more information, visit DuPontCountryClub.com. Now, for all my runners and walkers out there, the Delaware Marathon Running Festival is celebrating its 20th anniversary. This festival offers races for all ages and skill levels with scenic views along the riverfront and through downtown Wilmington. Whether you're tackling the full marathon, the half, or the 10K and 5K races, you'll enjoy post-race festivities in a beautiful park setting. For more information, head to DelawareMarathon.org. That is your DETV weekend weather. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. Back to you, Matt.
Thanks, Shakira. Sounds like another packed full weekend. Turning now to other news, making headlines today, 2 people sustained injuries, serious ones, Tuesday night following a collision on Newport Gap Pike. The crash happened around 8:15 at night near the Westminster neighborhood, just north of Hercules Road. Both drivers were reportedly trapped in their vehicles for around 20 minutes as rescue crews from multiple fire companies worked diligently to extricate them. A 27-year-old man operating a small pickup truck was airlifted to Christiana Hospital by Delaware State Police helicopter, while an 18-year-old man who was driving the car was transported via ambulance to the same facility. Delaware State Police are conducting an investigation into this crash. And a 52-year-old bicyclist was struck and killed down in Camden on Wednesday night. It happened in front of Brecknock County Park shortly before 9:30 at night. State police say a Nissan Altima was traveling southbound on Old Camden Road just after exiting Route 13 when the bicyclist crossed in front of the driver. The driver of the Altima, a 22-year-old Camden woman, was not injured. The bicyclist did die at the hospital. His name will be released after his family is notified. Anyone who may have witnessed this crash is urged to call 302-698-8518. You may also provide information by sending a Facebook message to the Delaware State Police on their Facebook page. And Dover police are investigating a burglary that occurred Tuesday at La Taqueria El Cabrito. Police responded to the restaurant located at 585 Forest Street shortly before 10 in the morning. Authorities say a man forcibly entered the restaurant by breaking a window just after midnight. Allegedly, the individual proceeded to steal an undisclosed amount of money before fleeing the scene. A press release issued by the Dover PD described the suspect as a heavy-set black male wearing a white shirt and gray sweatpants. Officials are urging anyone with relevant information to come forward. You can contact the Dover Police Department at 302-736-7130 or Delaware Crime Stoppers at 1-800-TIP-3333. Tips can also be submitted online at delaware.crimestoppersweb.com. And as the city undergoes a vital bridge renovation project, downtown Milford businesses are feeling quite the impact. The construction aimed at enhancing infrastructure has led to disruptions affecting local commerce. Business owners express concerns over decreased foot traffic and accessibility issues due to detours. Despite the challenges, community resilience shines, though, as residents rally to support their local businesses. Efforts such as social media campaigns and special promotions aim to mitigate the impact and keep businesses afloat during construction. The renovation project, which is currently ahead of schedule, underscores the importance of infrastructure maintenance for long-term economic vitality. And the thrill of the Monster Mile is back again as NASCAR revs up for an action-packed weekend in Dover next weekend, April 26th through the 28th. The Dover Motor Speedway is rolling out the carpet for fans both on and off the track. While the engines roar on the asphalt outside the speedway, the excitement continues with free entertainment galore, including concerts, contestants, and celebrity appearances. Now, you don't want to miss the fan zone near iconic Monster Monument, where the festivities begin at noon on April 26th and 9 a.m. April 27th and 28th. But let's not forget about those races. The Xfinity Series is happening on Saturday at 1:30, and the main event, the NASCAR Cup Series, is going to be Sunday at 2. From driver appearances to live music, games, and even micro wrestling, there's something for everybody. So what do you think, Shakira? You a NASCAR fan?
I am.
Are you?
Yeah.
All right.
And my
nice.
son loves it too.
I
So
was
we're gonna
just
check that
going
out.
to ask if he likes it or not. I went once when I was probably your son's age. I was young. I had to wear like the ear, because it's so loud there.
It
I had
is
to wear
loud.
the earphones. I remember just like going so fast you could feel the whiplash from
But you probably loved it
car.
though
It was
as a
it
kid.
had adrenaline and everything.
Yeah.
So I loved it.
They go super fast.
Yeah, they really go super fast. I wanted to be a driver when I was a kid. My mom was like, "No way."
Oh no, you're not doing
Yeah.
that. No. She was right.
She was right.
You had to go, Mom.
Yeah. Any plans for this weekend?
Actually, I think I may check out the NASCAR
Nice,
one.
okay.
And then I actually may go to the DuPont Country Club.
I just had tickets for that actually I believe it's Saturday.
Good.
Yeah,
So I can-
Sunday morning.
Yes.
Yes,
And I'll
yeah.
check out my phone and see the ticket you purchased for me, right?
Perfect. Yes,
Yay,
exactly.
yay.
All right, well, that's going to do it for tonight's edition of DETV News. Be sure to follow us all across your favorite social media platforms.
And for a look for what's happening around Delaware, take a look at our website at detvch.com.
For all of us here at DETV News, I'm Matt Ford.
And I'm Shakira Denise. We'll see you next week.
Yeah. We don't talk about prostate cancer enough, and it's the most diagnosed form of cancer and the second most common cause of cancer death among Black men in both Delaware and the United States. Approximately 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime, but just by asking your healthcare provider if you should get a screening could help you detect prostate cancer early and save your life. So let's talk about it. Talk to your healthcare provider today about a prostate cancer screening if you are 40 years of age or older, or have a family history of prostate cancer. If you don't have insurance, or if your insurance doesn't pay for cancer screenings, Screening for Life may provide you with the screenings that you need, and nurse navigators make this process easier. To learn more, visit healthydelaware.org/prostate or call 211. Ask your healthcare provider about a prostate cancer screening, and you're asking for so much more.